Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday to you. My name is Marni Blythe, and I am the owner of Full Pocket Coaching. I am a business and profitability coach and a fractional chief marketing officer, which means that I help entrepreneurs to make more money in less time doing what they're most passionate about that helps the most amount of people. So today, I'm so excited to be here with you because we're going to be talking about strategy and about how you can make more money in less time this year as we get ready to close out the last 6 months of the year so that you can finish strong and be ready to just really crush those goals. So I wanted to actually begin today with a little bit of a story and explain to you guys a little bit about why I feel like this strategy is so important. And many of you may or may not know that I owned my own business called Dragonfly CrossFit and Training Center for 6 years. It's a business that I built from the ground up. And I've got to tell you guys that the first couple of years of that business was very, very, very tough. And I think it was really tough for me because I did not understand some of these more strategic principles of how to really crush my goals and how to look at the business and make it make sense for me. And I was really, my focus was out here. So my whole idea at that time was to have lots of different streams of revenue and to focus on everything because I just didn't know what was going to end up making me money. Maybe you can relate to this. And if you're just joining the broadcast, go ahead and say hi and introduce yourself. I'd love to welcome you in. So what we're just talking about is the fact that, I had all these different streams of revenue, but I really wasn't focused. And that was, I was spending a lot of time spinning my wheels, and I totally suffered from shiny object syndrome. If you I'm going to try this part. Okay, now it should be working. Let's try it now. Okay, hopefully I think it's working. I see the little thing moving. So if it's not working, let me know. So what I was talking about is when I owned my business for 6 years at Dragonfly CrossFit and Training Center, one of the things that I really struggled with was the fact that I felt like my focus was out here, and I oftentimes suffered from shiny object syndrome, where the newest, greatest thing would come along and I jumped on that opportunity. And I felt really overwhelmed. And I really felt like I just didn't know what was going to actually make me money. Thank you so much, Tammy, for letting me know that. And so over the first probably 2 years, I really struggled in my business, and it was really hard until I started to understand how to do more strategic planning and how to look at my numbers and how to make my business work for me instead of working so hard in the business. So that was really important for me to sort of start to wrap my head around these things and be able to move towards profitability. So today, what I want to talk to you guys about is how you strategically formulate your plan so that you can make money in your business, help more people, have more time to do the things that you love to do. So let's go ahead and let's jump into that. So strategic planning and goal setting is something that many of us talk about a lot. And as the business landscape really continues to evolve as we're dealing with COVID-19 and things, if you're going to really make money, help people, and really thrive during this time, you have to continually reinvent your strategies, okay? So if you understand what I'm talking about, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and that way I know that you guys are here with me. So we're going to cover 3 topics today that I want to kind of go over. The first thing that we're going to talk about is your strategy formulation. And so first of all, I want you to assess your current situation by performing an internal and an external audit. Now, we're really going to focus today more on the internal audit stuff, but what I want to share with you is it's great every 6 months or so to do what we call a SWOT analysis, where you're kind of analyzing the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and threats within your business, okay? So, but I want to actually go into today a tool, a very powerful tool that we use with our clients here at Full Pocket Coaching, and it's called our revenue projection sheet. And so I'm going to go ahead and hopefully I won't lose you when I share my screen. I'm going to show you guys, this is an example. This is just a total example that I put together. It's not based upon an actual client, but I want to show you guys because this is the worksheet that I use with my clients. So this isn't actually anybody's specific numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to go into this revenue projection sheet. So if you guys can see this and you are okay, just go ahead and give me a thumbs up in the comments so that I know that we're working. Okay, good. Thank you, Tammy. Perfect. So let's go into this revenue projection sheet. I hope that this is working for you guys. Stop screen. Okay, I think it's sharing. Perfect. Okay, so Tammy, if it's working correctly, just go ahead and give me a private message or something just so that I know, and hopefully everybody can see what we're working with here. So this is a revenue projection sheet that we do with our clients, and the way that we would work this is first and foremost, I want you guys to be aware of your annual growth percentage year over year, and that is what I've got kind of indicated over here. And I've gone ahead and mapped out what the revenue goals, or excuse me, the total revenue by year. So in like, if we opened our business in 2017, we were at 100,000. And then in 2018, we grew by 11% to 111,000. In 2019, we grew by 17% to 130,000. Thank you, Tammy. So I want you guys to know that the Small Business Association says that average growth is 8% per year. Most of my clients are growing at 12 to 15%. And so, but 8% is really the average. So if you guys are doing more than 8% per year, congratulations, you're doing it the right way. So I want you to figure out what your average growth percentage is, and then you can plug that number in when you do an Excel spreadsheet. Now, this would have been our revenue from last year at 130,000, and I kind of just took that right from here. Now, if we were to grow at 8% into year 2, it would put us at 140,000. Okay, hopefully this is making sense to everybody. Now, in order for me to get to 140,000 at the end of the year, we're going to break it into what we need to do as our revenue goals per month. So this month I need to do 11,700,000, okay? Now, if we work in the, what we do here at Full Pocket, we use what's called EOS, the Entrepreneurial Operating System, where we work quarterly. So, right, we go from our 10-year goal to our 3-year goal to our 1-year goal, and then we break it down into 90-day increments, and then we figure out what we need to do every 90 days. Human beings cannot think normally beyond 90 days. It's too much for us to process, especially during this pandemic, right? So we're going to break it down simply into what are the 3 to 5 things we need to be focused on during this next 90 days in order to drive revenue. Okay, so then when we scroll down, So one of my clients is a chiropractor. Another client I work with is an optometrist. We often work in health and fitness and wellness, but we also work with people outside of that too. So what we went ahead and did is we put some pretend numbers in here. So if we were to list out the services that we have, and in this instance, we have chiropractic exams, we have massage therapy, and we have functional fitness, okay? And so let's say that these are the actual revenue numbers that we have achieved. So 6,000 has happened through the end of June, and that's for the adjustments. $1,000 comes from massage therapy, and $1,000 comes from functional fitness rehab. I want you to open up your project management software, and I want you to see where you're making the most money. What services are making you, or product lines are making you the most money? So in this instance, what is making us the most money? Comment and let me know if you can see it. Where is the money? Right here, right? 75%. Now, if I told you that 75% of your income was coming from one line, one service, wouldn't you say it would be smart to focus your strategic goals on what's making you the most amount of money? Hopefully you're saying yes. So I want you to narrow your focus when you're doing the strategic planning. We don't want to be focused on 14 different things, which is usually the plight of the small business owner. Narrow the focus. 3 things. That's what I want you focused on for the next 90 days. Now, what we're going to do also is we're going to say, okay, what is the growth percentage goal that we want to put in place for ourselves for July? So we said, let's grow at 12%, and then these are the numbers that we'll be able to get to. Okay, great. So what does the average visit yield us when we bring somebody new through the door? $91, right? And you can see that number right here. So that means I need to get 8 new patients through the door in order to make that happen. So now that we know what that number is, then we can go further out and say, okay, in order to get 8, how many people do I need to talk to? Realistically, maybe 50 people. You know, if we're looking at, you know, a conversion rate of 8 divided by 50. So if we're converting, say, you know, that would be a 16% conversion rate. That would be a little bit of a higher conversion rate. But I want you guys to look at your numbers and start to do the planning for where you're going to focus your energy, focus your attention. And I want you focusing it based upon what makes you money. This is a smart way of doing business, okay? So hopefully this is making sense to you. So next, after you do this first piece of it, okay, then what I want you to do is I want you to get focused onto, I'm going to stop the screen share now, okay? Hang on one second. We're going to talk about now the strategy implementation piece of this. So you're going to allocate your resources for the strategy's execution. So the success of the implementation stage is really going to be determined by how good a job you do in regard to clearly communicating your strategy throughout your company and getting everybody on board. Oftentimes, what I find is that the leadership team does not do a good job of communicating and getting the buy-in from the staff in order to actually make this a reality. So effective strategy implementation involves developing a solid structure or framework for implementing the strategy, maximizing the utilization of all of your relevant resources, and then redirecting your marketing efforts to be in line with your goals and objectives. So if you are just going out there and just throwing up tactical things and thinking that you're going to make money without doing the strategic work behind that, figuring out what is the average client, patient, member yield you, how many of those do you need in order to make the money, then how many people do you need to reach out to, then everything else falls flat. So you got to do this work, and then you got to make sure that you're communicating this work to your team so that they can actually go and implement it, okay? Now, the other piece of this is after you put it in place, you have to move into the third piece of it, which is going to be continually evaluating on a weekly basis. How is this working for you? Okay. What gets measured gets done. If you take nothing else away from my presentation today, I want you to take this away. What gets measured gets done. If you are not measuring everything in your business, you are not going to see the success that you're looking to have. So how do you do this? You need to create a scorecard, or what we call measurables. And those are the 5 or so numbers that you're going to be looking at every single week in your business to make sure that you're on track to hit that 90-day goal. That 90-day goal is going to roll up to your 1-year goal. Your 1-year goal will roll up to your 3-year goal, and then your 3-year goal will roll up to your 10-year goal, okay? So every single week, you should be having a meeting with your leadership team. You should be having a meeting with your staff, and this is not like the meeting where everybody's like, oh, nothing ever gets done in the meeting. It's called the Level 10 meeting. It has a specific agenda. Every single week, you go over your rocks. The rocks are your priorities for the quarter. You go over your scorecard and your measurables. You go over what's working, what's not working, and you do it every single week at the same day, at the same time, with a printed agenda so that everybody's on the same exact page, okay? So that way, you can review your internal and your external factors affecting the implementation of the strategy, measuring your performance, and all of these things are all going to work together in order to get you from where you are now to where you want to be. So I hope this is making sense. We covered 3 different things. We covered strategy formulation, strategy implementation, and strategy evaluation. And these are the 3 things. If you do this in your business right now, you are going to go ahead and have some really amazing success for the next 6 months to closing out the year. If you guys need any help with this, let me know. We have this amazing new package that we have put together. I'd love to introduce you to it. It's called our Power Profit Package, and it's 2 hours of your time. In the 2 hours of your time, we're going to sit down together. I'm going to help you develop a 10-year financial outlook plan. We're going to break it all down. We're going to use the revenue projection sheet that you just saw. I'm going to help you figure out how to make it happen. We're going to look at what your priorities are for the next 90 days, what you actually need to do to take that action, how you work with your existing team in order to get them on board and make them have that buy-in. You'll also get a full Asana project management board of the actual things you need to do. We'll break down your sales goals, your sales targets, so that you can really go ahead and create a winning formula for success. If you're interested in more information about the Power Profit Package, feel free to go ahead and send me an email at marni@fullpocketcoaching.com. You can also visit our website, fullpocketcoaching.com, power/profit/package, where there's all the details that I just shared with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are here every single Wednesday at 12 o'clock to help you and serve you. If you know of somebody who needs some help in their business, kindly invite them to come and watch the broadcast. We love everybody who gets to visit with us and share and educate. So thank you guys so much, as always, for being a part of this broadcast. We appreciate you. I hope you have a great day. Stay healthy, stay safe. From my heart to yours, have a wonderful day.